Okay, what you're going to see next is a very important part of what we really kind of just touched upon, and we're going to go a little bit further here. And this again with my great brother from Chicago, Jimmy Dore, laying down the facts as usual. It's painful to live with the truth. You know, they say, what did they say? The truth hurts and then it sets you free. Well, right now you're hurting from what Jimmy has been saying all along. That's you, Anna. That's you, Jink. That's all the people out there that think that Jimmy Dore went too far in saying that we should have forced the vote well before. And he was absolutely right. You have a position of power. You came in under the banner of being a progressive. But now you have been absorbed into the fold. And that's the reason, again, why we need a third party now. We must have a third party. And here you got somebody in Shontel Brown who is under investigation for some very questionable practices as far as giving out money to her boyfriend to do some work for the county. I don't know the details of it, but it is a real investigation that's taking place on this woman. And there's got to be a question that you have to ask yourself if you're a vote for the Democratic Party, and especially if you're a progressive, is to say, why would Hillary Clinton pop up out of nowhere and take Shontel Brown side over Nina Turner? Why would Republicans put money into Shontel Brown's candidacy? It's all because they know she's bought and paid for already. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to the video and then we're going to talk about it.
Ohio. So she's the corporate Democrat, and Nina Turner is the progressive. And we were big fans of Nina here at the show, and it certainly would be better to have her in Congress than the corporate Democrat. But the progressive Democrats turned their back on her. And the Congressional Progressive Caucus endorsed her corporate shill as a progressive. So, and that includes the squad. And according to Mark Pocan, they all voted to endorse her opponent, who is a corporatist. And so, when I said, we're big fans of Nina, she really let me down when around forced to vote. I think she showed her hand was that she would be willing to compromise. Here's what she said about forced to vote. She didn't stick up for the activists or push forced to vote. She protected the politicians who were turning their back on their campaign promises and the people who helped get them elected. So she sided with the politicians over the people, and that's what this is. Watch.
It's okay to be disappointed, but the squad is ultimately the best that we have in terms of being able to push an agenda. And what that means is that you might not always agree with the methods. I need people to understand that when you are on the inside, it doesn't mean that you are selling out. I know they've gotten a lot of pressure, but they are the ones up there holding it down. They're pushing as hard as they can. And just because things are not going exactly the way, just because they're not using the exact tactics that some in the activist community want them to use, that doesn't mean that you throw them away. Because guess what? If you're throwing away members of the squad, who are our best opportunity to get what we need, and also some members of that progressive caucus, then you're not going to have anybody there. So if the prerequisite, in summation, if the prerequisite for relationship means that I have to do, or the squad has to do everything you say, the way you say do it, then there's not much of a relationship at all. And that you're going to be disappointed. Hell, they're going to be disappointed with me. I said that to Tim Black when we interviewed. I'm saying it to you, Mike. I want them to know you're going to be disappointed at some point.
And there you go. There it is, all in a nutshell. You got a person who says that she's a staunch progressive. She wants to do what people want her to do. Look, we went through the Tea Party. The Tea Party asked for things of the Republican Party, and they got it because they pressed them. If I could take the balls of the Tea Party and put it onto the progressives, we'd probably get some things done that we needed to get done here. Because there's no way that you can turn around and claim that you're there for the people. AOC talking about how she used to work tables and be a bartender. And you get in there, they massage your shoulders, and then next thing you know, you're telling me how I got to do incrementalism the way the Obamas want incrementalism. Well, of course, you want incrementalism when you are already worth millions and millions of dollars. And that goes for nearly everybody that's up there. $174,000 a year is a nice paycheck to not do what Americans want you to do. So now we're in a situation here. First of all, if you listen to what Nina said, she said, oh, you and tactics, she said. Well, you're using the wrong word because it's supposed to be us. It's all the workers out here in the electorate that have said, we want you in there because you're going to do something for us. That means you have to change your tactics for us. And you don't seem to understand that. And now they basically have stolen your ability to represent the people not once, not twice, but now really actually 3 times. From the point of time that you got out to trying to get back in, to going against Shontel Brown in the special election, to what has happened just now with all this big money coming in there. And for any person out there who is wondering what's wrong with our political system, that's it right there. That's the centerpiece. You get rid of Citizens United. You get rid of the Electoral College. You bring back the Glass-Steagall Act to try to get Wall Street in some level of control. And you have one vote for one person. Doesn't matter if it's Jeff Bezos or if it's you. You both have the same voice. And you use ballot initiatives for things that Americans want. Big money doesn't want this to happen. But this is the way of the land when you start talking about G7 nations and other countries and what it is that they do.